What appeared to be an ordinary video captured a moment that astonished the entire world. At the Westridge Horse Fair, which traditionally marked summer's end in rural Montana, Emily Carver and her father Tom arrived early one morning. Emily, a 16-year-old with brown hair and quiet confidence, stood out from others her age and had become somewhat legendary in local circles due to her deep affinity for horses. The father-daughter pair brought their modest family horse, Duchess, in an old Ford truck. While settling into an improvised enclosure, Emily's attention was drawn to a new fair participant, a magnificent black stallion named Chief, known for his uncontrollable temperament. The owner, Hank Myers, struggled to keep Chief under control as they approached the arena. In a moment of frustration, Hank announced loudly that he would sell Chief to anyone brave enough to handle him. His words, part jest and part desperation, reached Emily's ears. Without hesitation, she approached Hank with a calm but determined expression. "Mr. Myers, I'd like to try," she said quietly, despite the murmurs rippling through the crowd. An outsider's skepticism was evident. After all, Chief had challenged more experienced riders than Emily. Hank laughed at the suggestion, looking at Emily's fragile figure with disdain. "This isn't a game, little lady. Chief isn't for students." Emily's father suddenly intervened, proud of his daughter's abilities and overcoming his usual caution. "Let her try, Hank. If she can handle Duchess, she can handle your stallion," Tom challenged, giving Emily a reassuring embrace. Hank reluctantly agreed, and as Emily approached Chief, the crowd held their breath. Instead of immediately jumping into the saddle, Emily stood beside Chief for a long time, extending her hand and letting him catch her scent. Her unusually calm and patient approach to the horse sparked curious murmurs. An unexpected incident occurred when Emily, defying all expectations, skillfully mounted Chief bareback. The crowd gasped as Chief reared up, pawing the air with his powerful legs. But Emily held on, whispering in his ear so softly that only Chief could hear her voice. Gradually, his muscles relaxed, and his hooves returned gently to the ground. Now riding Chief, Emily guided him to the main competition area. The crowd's initial skepticism gave way to amazement as Chief responded to Emily's subtle commands, performing complex dressage maneuvers that Hank had never achieved with him. Everyone was stunned when a local blogger, live streaming the fair, captured every moment of Emily's performance. As Emily and Chief danced together in unexpected harmony, the video went viral across social media, gaining thousands of views every minute. When Emily dismounted, the crowd erupted in applause, not just for her courage, but for the excellent interaction she had demonstrated with such a complex horse. Hank walked up to her, disbelief mixed with newfound respect on his face. "Girl, you've got a gift," he admitted reluctantly, extending his hand to her. The twist was revealed when Emily's phone buzzed with a notification about the live stream. The video titled, "Young Girl Tames Wild Stallion," had already gone viral, with comments pouring in from around the world praising her skill and courage. By the time Emily and her father returned home, the video of her taming Chief had received an impressive number of views. Initial comments were mostly positive, praising her as a prodigy in horse training. Emily's unexpected success story seemed to become an overnight sensation, but public opinion proved fickle and soon shifted. Early the next morning, a critical comment from a renowned equestrian ethics expert sparked a storm of controversy. While acknowledging the girl's undeniable talent, they questioned the methods used in such a brief taming session, suggesting it wasn't magic, but rather a setup or potentially dangerous training turned into a performance. This comment sowed doubts and caused a storm of discussion on social media. As the video continued to spread, mainstream media picked up the story not just for entertainment, but to discuss the ethics of viral videos about animal training. They invited experts to discuss potential stress and long-term consequences for horses exposed to sudden fame and intensive training. Emily watched breathlessly as her triumph turned into scandal. Meanwhile, her school life became more complicated. Whispers followed her through the corridors. Some classmates idolized her newfound fame. Others resented it. A group of students even organized a petition demanding she demonstrate her teaching methods lived to dispel any doubts about their legitimacy. Then an unexpected ally appeared. A famous horse riding trainer from a neighboring state contacted Emily, offering support and guidance. He expressed confidence in her abilities and invited her to his ranch to learn advanced, humane training methods that would help develop her natural talent and perhaps prove her critics wrong. Amidst this turmoil, Emily received an anonymous letter with a video message. It was a compilation of her memories with horses over the years, beautifully edited to show her gentle approach and the positive changes happening with the animals she worked with. The video ended with the message, "True talent manifests in contradictions. Keep proving them wrong." Encouraged but cautious, Emily realized her path was about to take a more serious turn. She had to choose: flee from public attention or embrace it and use her platform to promote ethical animal education. With family support, she announced she would conduct a live demonstration to clear up the contradictions. The event was planned to be broadcast worldwide, which further fueled interest in her story. As preparations began, the local animal rights group announced they would attend the demonstration to ensure Emily's methods were transparent and humane. Their presence promised additional pressure, but also gave Emily the opportunity to demonstrate her sincere concern and expertise on a broader stage. A few days before the event, during a routine training session, Chief, the stallion she had gloriously tamed, unexpectedly became agitated, which puzzled Emily. The incident, captured by her father's camera, leaked online before the demonstration and cast further doubt on her abilities, again raising concerns about how she handled horses. Despite growing skepticism, Emily's mentor, the famous trainer who had approached her earlier, unexpectedly arrived at their ranch. His unexpected appearance brought not just support, but a wealth of knowledge. He worked closely with Emily, refining her techniques and preparing her mentally for the upcoming challenges. His guidance changed the course of the narrative, presenting Emily as a dedicated explorer of horse behavior rather than just a one-hit wonder. On demonstration day, when Emily entered the arena, the local news station, initially critical of her, sent a team to cover the event, providing a platform that could either vindicate her or further tarnish her reputation, depending on the outcome. Here, Emily demonstrated her approach step by step, explaining her actions and Chief's responses. Her detailed explanations and calm behavior gradually spread throughout the crowd. However, during the demonstration, she suddenly hesitated, seemingly refusing to cooperate. The tension in the room sharply increased, the audience whispered, and critics were ready to attack her. Quickly regaining self-control, Emily adjusted her technique, using a different set of methods she hadn't planned to demonstrate. The spontaneous adaptation not only worked, but also impressed the audience, demonstrating her flexibility and deep understanding of equine psychology. At the end of the demonstration, the leader of the animal rights team stood up, took the microphone, and publicly apologized to Emily. They thanked the young trainer for her respect and care for horses, acknowledging that her careful and attentive presentation had refuted their initial doubts. After the successful demonstration, her reputation was restored, and Emily regained her sense of purpose. However, she understood that to truly express herself, she needed more than just clearing her name. She decided to organize a series of seminars on ethical horse training, inviting both skeptics and supporters to learn about her methods firsthand. An unexpected turn occurred when respected equine scientist Dr. Lila Jensen expressed interest in participating in the seminars. Dr. Jensen had previously criticized viral training methods, and her support could lend significant weight to Emily's methods. However, Dr. Jensen imposed a condition. She wanted to conduct independent research on the long-term consequences of Emily's training to scientifically justify her approach. Emily agreed, seeing this as an opportunity to ground her methods in scientific research. The seminars began with enthusiasm from a wide range of participants, from horse lovers to professional trainers. Emily skillfully handled different horses, displaying her gentle but effective techniques based on understanding each horse's unique psychological profile. During the classes, a horse known for its stubbornness, which had resisted previous trainers, responded positively to Emily's approach during one of the lessons. The transformation was profound and instant, impressing the audience and providing tangible evidence of her method's effectiveness. Meanwhile, Dr. Jensen's ongoing research led to an unexpected turn of events. Preliminary results showed that horses trained with Emily showed lower stress levels and better behavioral indicators compared to horses trained with more traditional methods. This evidence was a significant validation of Emily's work, though Dr. Jensen cautioned that more definitive results would require more data. Upon learning of Dr. Jensen's findings, a major animal welfare organization contacted Emily. They offered her cooperation in promoting humane training methods nationwide. This partnership would give Emily the opportunity to influence the broader horse-loving community and advocate for change on a national scale. When the seminar concluded, Emily was approached by a documentary filmmaker who had quietly observed the seminar's progress. He suggested creating a full-length documentary about her journey and the influence of her teaching philosophy in the horse world. The anticipation of the documentary's release gave Emily's story a new resonance. The premiere of Whispering Hooves took place at a prestigious film festival and attracted attention from equestrian sports representatives and broader entertainment industry circles. Emily attended the premiere, her nerves on edge due to the excitement of the opportunity to share her journey with the public. During the Q&A session after the premiere, a famous horse trainer traveling from Europe publicly challenged Emily, questioning the scalability of her methods for larger training complexes. His skepticism sparked a heated debate among the audience, dividing opinions and causing controversy in the media. In response, Emily, showing composure, invited the skeptic to a public demonstration, scheduled for the following month, proposing to train several horses from different countries to prove the adaptability and effectiveness of her methods. This open challenge not only confirmed her confidence, but also increased interest in her methods. As Emily prepared for these large-scale demonstrations, a leading equestrian sports magazine offered to cover the event and interview her. The exposure provided an opportunity to reach a broader audience, but it also meant the stakes were higher than ever. Emily discovered that one of the horses selected for the demonstrations had a history of trauma and serious concerns, but her team hadn't noticed this fact at first glance. Faced with this problem, Emily saw a chance to truly demonstrate the depth of her understanding of horse behavior. She adapted her program to include trauma-informed methods she had developed in collaboration with equine psychologists. When demonstration day arrived, Emily worked with a troubled horse, and her efforts were met with enchanted silence from the crowds. The transformation of a horse, previously nervous and distrustful, into a calm and responsive animal was impressive. The successful intervention demonstrated the potential of her methods for addressing deeper behavioral problems, going far beyond basic obedience training. Immediately after the demonstration, a representative from an international animal protection organization approached Emily with a proposal to fund a research institute studying and teaching her training methods. This opportunity would allow her to expand her influence and contribute to the academic understanding of humane animal training. Amidst her growing fame, Emily struggled to balance her public role with her own personal aspiration for a simpler life. After much thought, she decided to accept the funding but founded the institute in her hometown to stay true to her roots while advancing her mission. As Emily's influence in the equine world grew, the institute's scientific research base became the cornerstone of ethical animal training. The Institute's inauguration was planned as a ceremony that would bring together the most influential minds in veterinary medicine and animal psychology. However, as preparations progressed, unforeseen problems began to arise, ensuring that Emily's journey would remain as dynamic as ever. A few weeks before the Institute's opening, a major benefactor unexpectedly withdrew their funding, citing economic recession. This financial crisis threatened to delay the opening indefinitely. However, Emily wasn't confused. She launched a crowdfunding campaign, sharing her vision with the public, and was amazed by the support from everyone. The funds were quickly replenished, allowing not only to cover the shortfall, but also to provide additional resources. As the Institute prepared for its new opening, Emily and her team completed groundbreaking research demonstrating significant improvements in rehabilitation methods for horses subjected to mistreatment. The study was accepted for publication in a prestigious scientific journal, indicating the potential impact of the Institute on animal welfare and training methodology. During live demonstrations at the Institute's opening ceremony, a horse that Emily had personally rehabilitated in just a few months showed incredible progress, performing before an audience for the first time without signs of anxiety. This living success story clearly demonstrated the Institute's mission and capabilities, securing further academic and financial support from various organizations. However, Emily faced the Institute's growing popularity with increasing pressure to replicate her success on a larger scale and under different conditions. Critics doubted her methods could be universally applicable across all learning scenarios. In response, Emily initiated a series of joint projects with international training centers to adapt and test her methods under diverse conditions, attempting to create a universally applicable training model. During the regular review of the Institute's programs, Emily realized the potential to extend her methods not just to horses, but to other types of animals. Inspired, she began creating a new division at the Institute focused on broader application of her humane teaching principles. As Emily's reputation grew, her methods attracted attention not just from riding trainers, but also experts outside equestrian circles. Recognizing her unique approach to animal behavior, a leading zoological society approached Emily with an innovative proposal. They invited her to apply her methods in a pilot program aimed at rehabilitating rescued wild animals, especially those who had suffered as a result of poaching and illegal trade. At first, Emily hesitated, but then realized this was an opportunity to test the versatility of her methods. She agreed to lead the team tasked with rehabilitating a group of injured elephants rescued from poachers in Africa. The project was challenging due to the elephants' size, intelligence, and deep psychological trauma they carried. Emily went to a wildlife sanctuary in Kenya, immersing herself in a completely new environment where the stakes were significantly higher. During her stay in Kenya, Emily met Dr. Samira Mwangi, a veterinarian who was initially skeptical of Emily's methods, fearing they might oversimplify the solution to complex problems. However, seeing Emily's respectful and patient approach to the elephants, Samira became an important ally by providing scientific knowledge that enhanced Emily's intuitive methods, combining traditional knowledge with modern science. Just as progress was being made with the elephants, the reserve faced a serious threat from poachers who attempted to sabotage the project, fearing its success might lead to tougher anti-poaching laws. One night there was a break-in, but thanks to new security measures accepted at Emily's suggestion, the attempt was stopped. However, this incident put the team on high alert and cast a shadow over the sanctuary's security. News about the attempted sabotage and the program's success attracted international media attention. Emily's story was no longer just about horse training, but about her broader fight against wildlife crime. Her work led to an invitation to speak at the United Nations, where she advocated for global wildlife protection policies and shared her ideas about animal rehabilitation. Inspired by her experience working on a global platform, Emily decided to expand her institute's scope of activities, creating a department dedicated to wildlife restoration. She launched an educational program aimed at training nature advocates around the world using her methods with the help of virtual reality technology that simulates various wildlife scenarios. This initiative not only spread her influence, but also established a new standard of care for animals and their rehabilitation worldwide. 6 months after establishing the wildlife rehabilitation programs, Emily was approached by an international environmental agency with an unusual request. They needed her help with a small group of gray wolves that had been transported to a country park in the Pacific Northwest. These wolves, crucial for ecological balance, showed unexpected signs of aggression and stress, potentially compromising the reintroduction program. Despite her vast experience communicating with domestic and semi-wild animals, the wolves became a new challenge for Emily. Their wild nature and public criticism of the reintroduction program further complicated the situation. Driven by her commitment to protecting animals and restoring ecosystems, she agreed to take on this task. Upon arrival, Emily encountered opposition not from environmentalists but from local farmers concerned about the threat these wolves might pose to livestock. Her presence and intentions were misunderstood, leading to confrontation that threatened to derail the project before it began. Emily had to handle these human conflicts while remaining focused on her goals regarding animal behavior. To better understand wolf behavior without resorting to intrusive measures, Emily collaborated with a technology startup specializing in wildlife monitoring using non-invasive drones and analysis using artificial intelligence. This technology allowed for unprecedented insight into wolf social structure and causes of stress, enabling Emily to adapt her approach more effectively than ever before. When the situation with ranch owners escalated, a familiar face reappeared, offering support. Dr. Samira Mwangi, now a ResPec, TED figure in wildlife conservation. Samira used her influence and experience to become a mediator between Emily and the farmers, organizing public meetings to tell about the environmental benefits of wolves. Her involvement helped shift public opinion, transforming former opponents into cautious supporters. The true turning point occurred when a previously aggressive and isolated young wolf began showing signs of integration into the pack after Emily's revised approach, based on her observations with drone assistance. This success was recorded live and widely distributed, demonstrating the positive impact of the reintroduction program not just on the wolves, but on the entire ecosystem. This public recognition significantly increased support for Emily's methods across the project. The overwhelming success of the Wolf Integration Project opened new doors for Emily's Research Institute. Conservation organizations from around the world began reaching out, seeking her expertise for various wildlife rehabilitation projects. The Institute's data-driven approach, combining traditional animal psychology with cutting-edge technology, had set a new standard in wildlife conservation. Emily's work with the wolves led to an unexpected discovery. The AI-powered drone monitoring system had captured patterns in wolf social behavior that had never been documented before. These findings suggested that traumatized wild animals could rebuild social bonds much faster than previously thought, given the right environmental conditions and non-invasive human guidance. The scientific community took notice. Leading universities proposed collaborative research programs, and Emily found herself at the center of a revolutionary shift in wildlife rehabilitation methods. Her institute began hosting international conferences where experts from various fields, veterinary science, animal psychology, conservation biology, and artificial intelligence, came together to share knowledge and develop new approaches to wildlife care. A breakthrough moment came when Emily and her team successfully rehabilitated a pack of wolves that had been particularly resistant to traditional integration methods. The pack's alpha female, nicknamed Luna by the team, had shown extreme aggression toward both humans and other wolves. Through patient application of Emily's methods, combined with careful technological monitoring, Luna not only overcame her aggressive tendencies, but became a crucial link in helping other traumatized wolves adjust to their new environment. The transformation was so remarkable that National Geographic commissioned a special documentary series following Emily's work. Camera crews spent months documenting her methods, capturing both the successes and the challenges of wildlife rehabilitation. The series, titled Wild Bonds, The Emily Carver Method, showcased how her approach could be adapted for different species and situations. As her influence grew, Emily faced a new challenge. Conservation groups from Asia contacted her about a critical situation involving rescued moon bears from biofarms. These bears, having suffered years of physical and psychological trauma, were struggling to adapt to sanctuary life. The complexity of rehabilitating these intelligent but deeply traumatized animals would test the limits of Emily's methods. Without hesitation, Emily assembled a specialized team, including Dr. Samira Mwangi and several other experts from her institute. They traveled to Vietnam, where the largest group of rescued moon bears resided. The bear situation was heartbreaking. Many showed signs of severe psychological distress, with some exhibiting self-harming behaviors. Emily and her team spent weeks observing the bears, using their drone technology to monitor behavior patterns without causing additional stress. They discovered that the bears' trauma ran deeper than anyone had realized, affecting not just their social interactions, but their basic trust in their environment. Adapting her methods for these unique circumstances, Emily developed a new approach that combined environmental enrichment with careful trust-building exercises. She worked closely with local sanctuary staff, teaching them how to read subtle behavioral cues and respond appropriately. The process was slow, but gradually the bears began showing signs of improvement. A particular success story emerged with a bear they named Hope, who had been especially withdrawn and aggressive. Through patient application of Emily's methods, Hope began showing interest in her environment and eventually started playing with enrichment toys, something the sanctuary staff had never seen her do before. The success with the moon bears attracted attention from conservation efforts worldwide. Emily's Institute began receiving requests for help with various species, from rescued orangutans in Borneo to elephant orphans in Thailand. Each new species presented unique challenges, but Emily's fundamental principles of patience, respect, and understanding proved remarkably adaptable. Back in Montana, Emily's Institute expanded to include a dedicated research wing for different species-specific rehabilitation programs. The facility grew to include specialized habitats for various animals, each designed to facilitate natural behaviors while allowing for careful observation and documentation of recovery processes. The Institute's success led to a groundbreaking partnership with several leading technology companies. They began developing new tools specifically designed for wildlife rehabilitation, including AI-powered behavior analysis systems and virtual reality programs for training new wildlife rehabilitators. Emily's methods were now being taught in veterinary schools and conservation programs worldwide. Her approach had evolved from a simple horse training technique into a comprehensive system for understanding and helping traumatized animals of all kinds. The Institute published regular research papers, contributing significantly to the scientific understanding of animal psychology and rehabilitation. As her work continued to expand, Emily never lost sight of her original passion for horses. She maintained a special section of the Institute dedicated to equine rehabilitation, where she personally worked with particularly challenging cases. These sessions often served as practical demonstrations for students learning her methods. The Institute's success attracted the attention of international policymakers. Emily was invited to contribute to the development of new global standards for wildlife rehabilitation and animal welfare. Her evidence-based approach, backed by years of documented success, helped shape new regulations protecting both captive and wild animals. A particularly challenging project arose when the Institute was contacted about a group of formerly captive killer whales being prepared for partial rewilding. The complexity of working with marine mammals pushed Emily and her team to further adapt and evolve their methods. They developed new techniques for underwater behavioral monitoring and created innovative approaches to helping these intelligent creatures rediscover their natural behaviors. The Marine Mammal Project led to another unexpected discovery. The team's observations revealed new insights into cetacean communication patterns, contributing valuable data to marine biology research. This success further demonstrated the versatility and scientific value of Emily's observational methods. As the Institute approached its 10th anniversary, Emily reflected on how far her work had come from that first moment with Chief at the Westridge Horse Fair. What had started as a young girl's intuitive connection with horses had evolved into a revolutionary approach to animal rehabilitation that was helping creatures of all kinds around the world. The Institute organized a global conference to mark the anniversary, bringing TOJ, their experts, students, and animals' rights advocates from around the world. During the conference, Emily announced the launch of a new initiative, a worldwide network of rehabilitation centers that would implement her methods while sharing data and resources to continue advancing the field of animal rehabilitation. The conference also served as the launch platform for a new educational program. Using virtual reality and AI technology, the Institute had developed an immersive training program that could teach Emily's methods to animal care workers anywhere in the world. This program promised to multiply the impact of her work, bringing improved rehabilitation techniques to remote and underserved areas. As Emily watched the conference proceedings, surrounded by colleagues, students, and success stories from around the world, she felt a deep sense of fulfillment. The frightened horses, traumatized wolves, injured elephants, and countless other animals who had recovered under her care were testament to the power of patience, understanding, and respect in healing the bond between humans and animals. Looking to the future, Emily and her team continued to push the boundaries of animal rehabilitation, always seeking new ways to help creatures in need. Her story had become more than just a viral video or a local legend. It had grown into a global movement, changing how humans understand and interact with the animal world, one rescued creature at a time. The Institute's influence continued to grow, with new branches opening in different continents, each adapted to local wildlife needs while maintaining the core principles of Emily's methods. Her work had created a ripple effect, inspiring a new generation of animal behaviorists and conservationists who would carry her legacy forward, ensuring that her compassionate approach to animal rehabilitation would continue to help creatures in need for generations to come.